Baghdad, March 18, 2003. The world held its breath. As the sun rose over the dusty skyline, few knew that history was already being rewritten, silently. Within the marble palaces of power, far from the crumbling streets, a plan was quietly unfolding, not with tanks, not with bullets, but with a single, handwritten order. An order that would set into motion the largest bank heist the modern world had ever seen. Inside the gilded walls of Saddam Hussein's palace, the once powerful regime stood on the brink of collapse. Even as foreign armies gathered at the gates of Iraq, Saddam prepared a chess move, a daring move that was unfathomable, not against his enemies, but the playing board involved his own banks. Authorized the removal of $1 billion, all in U.S. currency, from the Central Bank of Iraq. The note bore no threats. The ink was barely dry when Saddam Hussein called for his son. The beginning of a $1 billion exchange. The weight of the regime, its wealth, its power, its survival, now rested in Qusay's hands. Qusay Hussein moved through the city, just a line of battered civilian cargo trucks, gliding through the desert dawn. Ahead lay the Central Bank of Iraq, and inside its vaults, a hidden treasure. The soldiers remained outside. Inside, Qusay Hussein walked across the marble floor of the Central Bank of Iraq, dressed not as a warrior, but as a messenger. He approached the teller's desk, a young man caught between fear and duty. The bank wasn't built to be broken, but it wasn't ready for this either. They didn't need explosives. They had paperwork. Behind the steel, stacks of US dollars, piled floor to ceiling, row after row, $1 billion, sitting there like it was waiting for them. No alarms triggered, nor gunshots let off. Just money, mountains of it, enough to buy a city. The vault cracked open like an oyster shell revealing its hidden pearl. And once it did, they didn't waste a second. They had crates ready. They had trucks waiting. And they worked fast, stacking bricks of cash like sandbags before a flood. They didn't stick around to count it. Once the last crate entered the truck, they moved. A victory parade, certified the biggest heist known to man. All done with the air filled with petrol smoke and trucks with blown-out suspensions, hauling almost $1 billion through Baghdad's empty streets. On March 20th, 2003, the U.S.-led invasion began. Shock and awe. Cruise missiles, columns of tanks rolling through southern Iraq. 3 months later, on July 22nd, 2003, Qusay Hussein was killed in a gunfight in Mosul. No trial, no confession. Whatever plans he had for the fortune died with him. By December, Saddam was found underground, hiding in a hole near Tikrit, bearded, broken, not a dollar on him. He was later sentenced to death, but no one was ever tried for the theft. So what was it? A $1 billion robbery? Or a ruler cashing out? Was it a heist? Or was it policy? Because legally, there was no theft.